your career is built on all these little micro decisions, and that could have been a different path, a different road. Bill, one thing I was dying to ask you is I heard you turn Diddy down once or something.
I did. Probably one of the best choices of my entire career and life. It was early on in my career, and I had shot a show called Battlegrounds. It was on MTV. It was a street basketball show, and it was actually Puff Daddy's favorite show. So he somehow he found out that I was the one that shot it, and he reached out to me. He's like, Battlegrounds is my favorite show, and I want you to shoot for me. And I was like, this is awesome. I mean, this is like, early 2000s, like peak Diddy. And it was like I was early in my career, and I knew I would get to work with a major celebrity like him and get exposed to like other celebrities. So it was pretty. At first, it was like a pretty enticing job. And then I was asking him like, "What's it for? Like, what's the show?" And there wasn't really a show associated with it. I'm like, "Okay, is there like is it a spec show? Like, what is it?" And then he was just kind of like, "No, man, it's like I just want you to be like my personal cinematographer and follow me around and shoot stuff." And I was like, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I was in my head, I was thinking, I'm like, this still sounds cool, like it's Puff Daddy and all, but it's P Diddy. But if it's not a show, like what's gonna happen, with all this footage? And then he was like, yeah, he's like, like I might call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I might want to work out, and you gotta come shoot me work out. And I was like, oh man, like I don't live in New York City, like I don't know, if I want to be on call like 24/7. This sounds like, I don't know. I was like, this sounds like a really hard job. And if it was for a specific show or had an actual purpose, then I probably would have done it. But being that it was just sounded kind of like being, at Diddy's whim, going to shoot personal videos for him whenever he wanted, I ended up deciding not to do the job. And they were kind of shocked when I said no. Like they were like, "Wait, what do you mean you don't want to like be Puff Daddy's like personal cinematographer?" I'm like, "No, man. Like if it was a show or something, if it had a purpose, then I'd be interested." But being that it's just like recording him and not knowing what's going to happen with it and not really having any kind of direction, like I don't think it's the right job for me. And let me tell you, boy, was that like the best choice I ever did, because now I know what I would have been shooting. And
It's
I'm
wild,
just
man.
I would have been, oh man, I've been stressing. Like a couple months ago, I probably would have gotten, called down to appear in court, because I would have been there. I would have been, the guy with the camera, like recording all that craziness. So like, I'm glad for that reason that I turned it down, because, and I'm also glad I just wasn't exposed to that, because there's some really gnarly stuff, and especially like when you're young, trying to get into the business, like who knows what would have happened. I'm just glad I wasn't exposed to any of that craziness and back then. And
Wow.
I'm very happy, very very happy today. So turning down Puff Daddy was the best decision I think I ever made in my career and in my life. Thank goodness.
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
didn't have a good feeling about it. And like I said, if it had a purpose, like if he's like, I'm making the show and it's going to be a really cool show, it's for MTV. You're gonna have to like get up and be, on call 24/7, but it's gonna be an awesome show. This is what it's gonna be. Then I probably would have done it, to be honest. But being that it was just like record me whenever I feel like having you record me, I was like, nah. Thank God I didn't do it. 'Cause now I know what I would have been recording. Who knows what? I mean, there's probably more that didn't come out that I would have been recording. Who knows? I'm glad I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to be a part of any of that stuff.